And finally, the latest buzz in Telugu cinema. Actor Varun Tej starrer Operation Valentine is all set to hit the theatres in March, and this much hyped movie will release in Telugu and Hindi. It's based on the Pulwama attack and the subsequent airstrikes. And in election season, the actor, who is the nephew of Telugu stars turned politicians Pawan Kalyan and Chiranjeevi, hints at being open to even a political role.
एयरफोर्स को किसी और देश में भेजना, it's a declaration of war.
Hello and welcome to this special show. Feb 14 is a date that we all associate with romantic love, but since 2019, the day has also been marked as a black day. Operation Valentine is a new film that's come. It's going to be released on the 1st of March, and it is in Hindi as well as in Telugu. And I have with me Varun Tej, who plays the fighter pilot in it. Yeah. You have the looks for it, and you have the height for it. How did you prepare for this film, and tell us what it is attempting to do, because all of us know that this is something that speaks about patriotic love.
Right, ante two things. Obviously the prep was quite important because the representation of IAF or Air Force pilot, we wanted it to be as realistic as possible. So definitely on paper, the detailing and all my director did. So to look and act like a fighter pilot, obviously there's a physical part of it, to look like one, to look agile and all of that. Because my previous films I was kind of muscular, I played a boxer and all, so I had to shed some muscle for this and look more lanky and agile. So that was going on the other side, and when you had to get into the shoes of a fighter pilot, their body language or their nuances and all of that, I luckily got to spend a lot of time with real Air Force pilots for this film. I think from hearing their stories, from hearing from their missions, from their training, or how their journey has been from their hometowns to how they're ultimately at an Air Force base, serving there from tens of years. I think all those stories really had an impact on how I played or how I could play this role of Arjun Dev.
अगर हम ऐसे ही बदला लेते रहे तो देश नहीं बचेगा, सिर्फ बॉर्डर्स रह जाएंगे. ये देश गांधी जी के साथ साथ सुभाष चंद्र बोस का भी है. रुद्र, you won't survive this.
So Operation Valentine, obviously Pulwama comes to mind,
right.
What happened, and before that whatever the attacks that happened, and this is kind of a revenge that the soldier is doing on behalf of the country.
Right. It was like an answer to what happened on Feb 14. And basically the episodes, we were actually inspired by true events. So majorly it was the Pulwama and the Balakot that happened. Yeah. We have, obviously as common people, there's a very little information. I've seen some articles on TV, news articles and all that. That is very limited. Somewhere me and the director felt these sacrifices have to be told out. They should know what went through or how their training was or how their planning was behind it. So when you see it, when you read it, it sounds so easy that they went and they just eliminated a certain terrorist group or their base. But when you read it, it sounds so easy. But our intention was to show how difficult it was to plan for that, or how tough it is, or how their mental state was when they were going there. And luckily, when we were in Gwalior Air Base, when I had some time, I was interacting with some ground staff. So they were telling me that none of them at the air base knew that this was happening. And suddenly all their phones were confiscated and they were all put in a room. So they didn't want this information to go out. So all this, we wanted to tell people and just remind them that these things don't come easy. And I just want to, it's like a tribute to what our Air Force did.
I must say that you also belong to such an eminent family. All of Ram Charan is his cousin, and his sister is an actress herself, and all in the family. So you have seen something.
Few of them, yes.
Grown up with films as well. So was becoming a film hero your target?
It was not. My target was initially not an actor, but the thing is,
not before the camera, but behind.
Yeah, behind. Because I was very shy. I wasn't sure of which field, which craft I wanted to do. But I was very sure from a very young age that this is the industry that I want to work with. Because I grew up at home growing up, I used to see my dad go to sets, shoot. The discussions were about cinema at home. I would
Dad is an actor, Chiranjeevi is your uncle, Pawan Kalyan is your
I would
uncle.
go to my Chiranjeevi daddy's uncle's films, shootings, and I would that entire environment on set was something that really, really fascinated me. And other than that, I have huge amount of respect towards the industry because that is what put food on a table, and that is what gave my uncles or my dad this love from the audiences. So that level of respect I always had. So I said, okay, I should.
Yeah, in one generation, he actually made it
Right.
so big.
And I was like, okay, when he gave in so much to this craft and people gave him so much love, and it made us stand in this on this zone. Then I figured that this is the area that I want to explore.
Elections are coming up. Your father is also in politics,
Right.
maybe even contesting.
Right.
Your uncle is the Janasena chief.
Right.
So are you going to be campaigning for them? Any plans on that front?
Actually, I actually campaigned for the last term when my dad contested. I have humongous support towards the ideologies of what my uncle has, Mr. Pawan Kalyan garu. And I do support his ideology. I do support what his party stands for. I feel that as a youngster or a citizen of this country, you have to take a political stand. It's fine. Like, you can be bashed by another section, but you have to have that sense of responsibility also. Earlier, this is something my uncles or my family told me. They said you need to know what it is or what is actually going on. Not because I speak something out or I tell you something to do something. As an individual, you have a mind of your own. Go see what's happening outside, understand, and then take a stand. But when you take a stand, stick to it, is what they told me. So ultimately, if they call me for anything, my services are always there for my uncle and my father.
Thank you so much for the conversation.
My pleasure.
And
Thank you so much.
Best wishes for Operation Valentine.
अब जो होगा देखा जाएगा.